this comes from Drew. Basketball question. Do you think Scott O'Neil shares Brian Colangelo's feelings about Joel Embiid? We know Brian hated Embiid from Burnergate. We know ownership and O'Neil are embarrassed by Hinkie in the process and want to put that behind them. We know Embiid openly praises Hinkie and his nickname is the process. Does the front office want to ditch Embiid and build around Ben Simmons? Embiid is the last true symbol of the process. As long as he's on the team, no one will ever give the current front office full credit for the team's success. It will always be Hinkie's process. What do you think?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's something there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yes.
Yep.
I think, I don't know what Elton thinks or what.
I don't think Elton shares that. That would be my guess. He's not connected to that.
Josh Harris, even, I don't know, but Scott O'Neil, 100% could have just written all the burner tweets. He could have written them all word for word. Maybe he wouldn't have censored, but I don't know. But that 100% shared those opinions. Absolutely. It's very bizarre. We talked about this a couple podcasts ago where it's this organization every step of the way has made life more difficult on Joel Embiid.
Every time.
And maybe it's because they just don't trust him to stay healthy, which obviously they have access to, health reports and injury history and all that stuff, medical stuff that we don't. But since he missed those 2 seasons, and then that first season was when they let him play in that Houston game against future coach Mike D'Antoni.
By the way, after making him he was practicing for weeks in between before they had announced that it was Bodner that broke the story that he had the
meniscus.
The meniscus, right.
Love it. But since those seasons, he's been relatively healthy. He has had 3 relatively healthy seasons in a row. Has it been perfect?
No.
Yeah. But it hasn't been, as bad as it could have been. There was time, if you've been here this whole time, there were times during those first 2 Embiid years where it was what if he just never plays? And he's played pretty consistently. And for whatever reason, Scott O'Neil or Brian's, proteges still hold a Meek Mill concert against him. It was the Meek Mill concert that he was dancing at, right?
With his shirt off.
Yeah.
Looked good though with his shirt off. I mean, he was in shape.
Well, of course he does.
Yeah.
Then they just need to get over themselves. Maybe put in a blog post, Scott.
Yeah, be where Joel's feet are, or maybe be where your feet are. He goes, Joel's feet should be in a different city than Philadelphia. Maybe that's where he finally explains.
I bet Scott thinks that he's more important to the organization than Joel.
I am sure he thinks he's more important to the organization than anybody else in the organization. That would be my guess that he thinks. Non-basketball question from Drew. Neither of you guys strike me as Dungeons and Dragons guys, but I'm asking this anyway. Who do you think on the Sixers is most likely to play Dungeons & Dragons? And who would you most be interested in playing with if you had to sit down and play the game? I did play Dungeons & Dragons one time in some kid's basement when I was in middle school. It was way too hard. There was way too much going on. I couldn't figure it out. I think the most likely Dungeons & Dragons player on the Sixers is Tobias Harris. Oh, Joel.
Yeah. I kind of think he'd be into that.
And who would you want to play Dungeons and Dragons with? I mean, I'd want to play with Joel. He seems...
Yeah, Tobias would be cool. It seems like he may have better things to do. I could see I could see Shake maybe being into it.
I couldn't at all.
I don't know. I've never played it.
Yeah.
I have played a decent amount of Settlers of Catan, though.
What's that?
It's like I'm not going to be able to explain it well. It's like a board game where you are trying to... It's a board game.
Is this dork shit, man? Or are you in
it's a little dorky, but it's cool. It's dorky in the best sense. I'm pretty This whole fucking thing is dorky. What are we doing?
Yeah, well,
This podcast about the Sixers.
we have to like make pretend that it isn't. That's the bit. Like
I don't know. Basketball is no less dorky than anything. Just because athletic people do it doesn't mean like being a fan of it is like not inherently lame.
Honestly, so many of the good players are not fucking cool at all. I mean,
sure.
Yeah.